Hi guys. Wait, what? Another episode already? Yep, believe it. A guy I know who also follows this channel, or used to follow his channel, and who lives in the neighborhood, decided he wanted to sell all the excess stuff of his collection. I mean, he told me retro games could be played on the RetroPie, which is of course true, and he would keep his modern games and the games he was really attached to, but the rest had to go. So he asked me over to take a look at his stuff, tell me what it's worth, tell him what it's worth, and if anything I would want, I could have it for a good deal. He also gave me a lot of freebies, awesome guy, awesome stuff. So everything I'm gonna show you now, I paid 75 euros for. So I think that's quite a deal. Thank you very much for this. First up, a freebie, Monster SCART cable, gold plated. Can always use extra SCART cables, especially if they have like weird designs, because then I remember which system they go to. Another thing I've been wanting for quite a while is the CDI Philips roller controller. This thing was designed for baby games, but apparently, I don't know, I haven't tested it yet. The roller is also good for some of the earlier action games. Why? Because they were designed with a mouse in mind, and they had never heard of the video game controller was not yet designed at that time. So for games like Steel Machine, Alien Gate, early Dutch shooters, there are only two, I think. So yeah, I bought this just to play Alien Gate and Steel Machine. Yay! That was €2. Then he gave me a free Philips Video Pack G7000, which is actually just a Magnavox Odyssey in the United States. Hopefully this one works. I have one that doesn't work. Haven't put any time yet in these G-Packs. G7000s, I mean, video packs. I used to have one in the 90s. I sold it all. I think I had one with boxed with 20 or 30 games. I think I sold it for 12 euros or something. One of the cool things that I used to have and now have back is this amazing poster, which has all the games on there that was released up until then. This poster is really, really big. I like it. I used to have it, now I have it back, which is cool. Maybe I'll hang it on my wall. Who knows what the future will bring. Another freebie, some Tetris board game. We'll have to play this with Anne. It's officially licensed by Nintendo, even though Nintendo really isn't the owner of Tetris. So onwards to the PlayStation 1 games. Mototoon 2. I paid €1 a piece for these games. The original price was 50 cents, but I don't mind. This one I've been looking for. You always see it in the double pack with Gran Turismo, but I prefer to have it as a separate game because the cover is really awesome. Beatmania, don't know what to think of this one, but I wanted to try it out. It's missing the cover, but who cares? Pretty cool box here. Warhawk. Is it the Psygnosis game? Most of the early one. No, it's Sony themselves. Don't know if this game is any good or not. I just thought it was pretty cool with the cardboard box. You don't often see that for PAL games. Don't know if this is just a really early game or what's the story about these cardboard boxes. If anybody knows, please tell me! This one I've been wanting for quite a while, Nova Storm. It's a 3D shooter game, shmup, on 2 discs, so I guess it's gonna have a lot of video. It's also a really early title. Looks pretty cool. And this one is for our friendly neighborhood buddy Julian, if he doesn't have it already, otherwise I keep it for myself. Land Before Time. Return to the Great Valley. One Game Gear game. Can't remember the price we settled on, but I just took it because it was boxed. Not because I'm a huge chess fan or anything, but I only have 4 boxed Game Gear games, so now I have a 5th one. These were all freebies. Jericho, cool TV series. I thought it had it double, so we didn't want it anymore. A book. I have a Commodore 64, which will go in the book collection. I have a lot of these old books. People tend to give me a lot of old computer books. They say, hey, you collect those old computers, here you go. 20 books in your face. So upstairs I have a cupboard full. This one is really pretty cool. Bart, the guy who's sold all this to me, already told me in advance that I could have this, the Young Indiana Jones. Remember we were talking about it with Julian a couple of episodes ago. And Julian was majorly jelly about this, because he's been looking for it for forever. So I said, well, let me watch it first, and then you can have it. So that'll probably take 20 years for me to watch it, and then we'll give it to Julian. These were also freebies. VHS tapes, Blair Witch Project. This one's for Julian if he wants it. Jurassic Park. He was gonna throw these away, so I could use this. And if Julian wants this one, he can also have it. Godzilla. I already have 2 different copies of this one, so... But it's Godzilla. Even if it's the worst Godzilla movie ever made, it's still Godzilla. Another freebie. GameCube to Game Boy Advance for playing Pac-Man Versus or Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. It's a third-party one. It was still boxed, but I unpacked it because it was an ugly, very big box. It's cool because now, if we do another meetup, we can do a Zelda 4. I think now I have 3 cables, so we can do a 4-player Zelda 4 Swords. Woohoo! Another stack of freebies. These are all Commodore 64 tape games. Most of them are by Mastertronic. Duck Shoot, yeah, that'll probably be just Duck Hunt. Pigs in Space, cool cover. BMX Racers, I think I already have this on another platform. Street Surfer, it's a shame the game is not in there. In there is Human Race. Mars Sport or Mars Sport, which looks to be a cool adventure type game. Orbitron. Is it a Tron clone? I don't know. This one I'm be looking forward to playing. I have the Amstrad version, but I don't have an Amstrad with a tape deck, so Chiller. Apparently it's a cool game. Vegas Jackpot. Arcade Classics, which is cool because they already had classics in the 80s. Whoa. You can really choose from an arcade machine. And then this one also looks pretty neat. Space Hunter. To be honest, normally I don't really play a lot of tape-based games because it takes way too long to load, and sometimes they just don't load anymore. But from once in a while I tend to play one, so they're not lost on me. I think this was 5 apiece, 2 N64 games. Gex 3 and Xena the Warrior Princess. They have that fine basement smell. One NES game, one I've been looking for actually. You know I'm a big wrestling fan. WWF WrestleMania. It's the USA version. It has that plastic thingy broken on inside. I'll have to take that out. I think we settled on 3 or 4 for this. It's a common game. Now this one is pretty cool. It's actually just a collection of Gremlin classics. Just ROMs actually, disc ROMs. I mean Amiga disc copies. I don't know how you say it. And it's been designed to play on PC, on your Amiga of course, because they're Amiga games, Mac and Linux. It put out by Islona Entertainment, which I know is an Amiga, used to be an Amiga company in the 90s. So this is not a DVD, it looks like it, but it's just a regular CD. And it has all the ROMs on it. You can say, well, you can just play them now. Yeah, of course you can, but it's cool to have like one of the late 90s collections for the Amiga. Capcom's Classic Volume 2. I have the Volume 1, but I didn't have this one. This is also just a collection of ROMs, of course, but these are cool games. Three Wonders is awesome. Mega Twins. Knights of the Rounds. All cool stuff. Now this one I'm really gonna play pretty soon, because these are not just the arcade versions, but these are actually in Japan, Sega released 3D versions of old school games. They were made by D3 Publishing, and it was called the Sega Ages 2500, so you had to pay 2,500 yen per disc. And these are all modern 3D renditions of old school games. And as you can see, it includes a lot of favorites. Columns, yeah, Outrun, Golden Axe, Fantasy Zone, Space Harrier, and Bonanza Bros. So, mostly looking forward to play this Outrun game, because it's not Outrun 2, but it's a 3D Outrun game. Space Harrier and Fantasy Zone. I actually didn't know they were ported to Europe. And now we get to the big part of the purchase. First up, boxed Master System. The box is in okay condition. It's sun faded. It was dirty, but it cleaned up pretty nicely. But I've been wanting one of the original Master Systems box. I have the second model box, but the first one is so much cooler. It's complete. It comes with 2 controllers and another. Here you can see a loose card Fantasy Zone on the cover. But it includes Hang On, not on card, but on Sega card, the cheap version. And the adapter looks a bit beat up, but for the rest, it's complete in the box, which is pretty cool. I got a Master System 1, Model 1 that's modded, and that works perfectly. But I just wanted one in the box, you know how it goes. So, I also bought 7 Master System games of him. First one, these are actually kinda rare. We all know the Mega Drive or SNES versions, of course, but these were also all released on the Master System. T2, the arcade game. Sadly, it's a bit ripped up here, but for the rest, it looks good. And then Robocop vs. Terminator. It'd be interesting to see the difference between these versions and the Mega Drive versions. These are all without manuals, sadly. RC Grand Prix. I already had this one, but it was a loose cartridge. Now I have a boxed one. Still looking for the manual. This one I also already have on the Game Gear, but not on the Master System. Dragon Crystal. I thought I had this one, but I didn't. Pro Wrestling. The cover is so awesome. I mean, what the hell is up with that? Who agreed this? I think this one has a manual. yeah, this one is complete. And then Sega Chess. Yeah, just for the collection, dudes. Also complete, pretty cool. Didn't have this one yet. And last, but certainly not least, the Addams Family Values. Oh no, just the original Addams Family. Also interested to see what are the differences between this version and the Mega Drive version. So, that's it for my pickups this week. Just from one guy, but a lot of awesome stuff. So, see you guys later.